more can I take? How long before I break? You got me feeling you got me feeling so restless. What move should I make? So much to lose when your heart's at stake. You got me feeling you got me feeling so restless. I know what to do. Never should have trusted someone like you. You got me feeling you got me feeling so restless. There's nothing left to say. I don't wanna leave, but I know I
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the grand final of the summer season for CSGO here at the NUEL. My name is John Allen. I'm joined by Dream. We're going to be jumping into a best of three with the Warwick Stretchy Boys and the Lancaster Bombers. How you doing, Dream?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. Ready for a grand final with these two legendary teams of such a history in NUEL as well.
Yeah, certainly have. I mean, we've seen Warwick Stretchy Boys. They took down, I think it was actually the Lancaster Bombers in last season's NUEL finals in the spring season, despite the Lancaster Bombers going 1-up due to the bracket advantage, which was quite a match to see. So maybe we'll see something similar this time around.
Oh, I'm certainly hoping so. I mean, the NUEL Live final was basically, it wasn't sort of a stomp across the maps, but it was 3-0 if you don't count the upper bracket match that was given to the Lancaster side. So Warwick have cemented themselves really as the best team in the NUEL that we have at the moment. But Lancaster, obviously, they've got the skill to try and reclaim that spot as well. I mean, we'll have to wait and see what the vetoes are. But if we look at the previous vetoes as well, we can see that the typical maps that we're not going to see are Cash and Nuke. Warwick have banned Cash both times they played in the summer tournament. These teams who have met in the summer tournament as well, just for everyone. I believe Lancaster have actually lost twice already this season to Warwick. So, I mean, it's definitely not the confidence you want going into the series.
No, certainly isn't. It was relatively close games, though. I mean, 16-12, 16-11, not the most dramatic scoreline in terms of, such a difference in it. But nonetheless, it does give Warwick certainly the odds in their favour, if not the predictions. And I'm inclined to agree with you. I think that I would say that the Warwick team, they've been around the NUEL for a long time, and they are not going to stop now. They have just historically been very strong.
Yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. NUEL has just been the playground for Warwick, really just cementing themselves as one of the best university teams that we have. Obviously, university scene still developing, but Warwick and CSGO are just definitely one of the best teams that we have. I'm surprised that Lancaster have not been playing as well as they should have been in the season as all. They've lost a couple matches that they probably shouldn't have. They nearly gave it away last week to York, who ended up winning the third place final that took place to date. Lancaster didn't look as confident as I've seen them before on the map of Overpass, which I imagine we will see coming out from Lancaster, depending on the obviously vetoes that we come out. But typically, if you look at the vetoes that we have previously, it's Warwick banning Cash first every time, and Lancaster banning Nuke first, which obviously after you get the first two bans out of the way, the first team to pick gets to pick their map, and then there'll be another couple, then there'll be a pick for the other team, then the bans out to the last map. But looking at the map pool of Lancaster, they love Overpass. We've seen it previously, both times in the stream for NUEL this season. We've seen them play Overpass. I imagine that there'll be a map we'll be seeing quite a lot of in the series.
Yeah, it might be quite interesting. We've got some, pretty stalwart maps that are just generally on the rotation. I mean, you've got Mirage, which is pretty much where everyone sort of ends up as the map that everyone's just like, oh, all right, we'll play Mirage then. Seems to be going that way at the moment. But as I say, it's all down to the teams.
I mean, exactly right. It does just come down to teams. Maybe they want to throw up the veto a little bit, make the team feel uncomfortable. York, in the veto against Lancaster, tried to do that exact same thing. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for them, obviously. But the problem that Lancaster, I think, are going to have going into the series is they've relied a lot on their skill. A lot going into these Angels. The aim battles, not really falling back to the strategy. You have Tobbs on the Lancaster side using that absolutely amazing AWPer. But Warwick, I feel like they outmatch Lancaster. Just if you're looking at skill, they've got that tactical depth as well. Lancaster really need to show us something new that we haven't seen this season, especially we haven't seen it NUEL Live or in the spring season totally. It's going to be an interesting matchup, to say the least.
The Lancaster Bombers, though, they're not without their fair share of prowess. They made it this far. They've done very well to get through everything. I think we are having the bans actually just come through at the moment. And Overpass is first off the cards for the Warwick Stretchy Boys, I believe.
Well, that is interesting for them to just throw out Overpass like that. It is Lancaster's best map by far. So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They want to throw out this veto, make Lancaster feel uncomfortable. The problem now for Warwick, though, is they've allowed Cash to go through, which is a map they've banned every single time they played Lancaster. So that's the problem with going these sort of surprise vetoes, not going for your typical sort of map veto, allowing maps like Cash to go through could be a problem for Warwick, but getting Overpass out of the way is a brilliant move, I think. I mean, it just sort of shows that Warwick, a little bit above, they know what they're doing. They know how to work these vetoes properly. We'll have to wait and see, though, if the overpass ban initially will play a part in this series.
Yeah, only the one ban so far. They're taking their time in thinking just how they're going to deal with this one. It's a very it's a very very important part of the game. Obviously, you want to mind game them. You want to make sure you make them think you're making a decision tactically, even if you're not. You just want to wait, give them the late ban and see how they deal with it.
I mean, you just want to make you've described it perfectly there. You just want to sort of get in the heads of your opponents. You want to make them feel you want to push them outside the box. You don't want them to be routine. You don't want them to be comfortable. You want the enemy team to fall into your trap. You want to play the way you play. And by doing that, you start it off, even in the map vetoes, can be such a tactical, a lot of people go into a map veto thinking, it doesn't matter. It comes to when it comes down to the map. But if you're able to get a map like Overpass out, especially against Lancaster, it really just works in the head. It really gets the other team feeling like they may not have control of the map going forward.
Yeah, so we have actually got the full list of vetoes coming in now. So we've got Warwick, the Stretchy Boys banning out Overpass, Lancaster taking away Nuke, and then our first map's going to be Train.
That was picked by Warwick. Interestingly, last week Lancaster did manage to beat York on Train. I haven't seen much Train from Warwick either, so that'll be a real battleground on Train. I think I'm not sure that's really sort of a Warwick pick though. It feels like kind of the map that would be the third map out of this veto, but it seems that Warwick have maybe been practicing Train in the sort of the break that they've had, the week. Maybe try and get that down.
Been training hard, maybe, but it's going to be Lancaster with a second map pick. Will be Cash, banned away Dust 2, and then Inferno with Mirage as the third map.
Yeah, like you said earlier, Mirage is a map that most teams feel comfortable playing. There's not many teams that will really ban out Mirage. It's sort of a puggy map. There can be tactical depth to it if you play the right way. If you watch a lot of demos, you've got to have a look at sort of teams like a Charlotte if you want to play well on Mirage. But the interesting pick there, I think, is Cash for me. Because Warwick have banned it pretty much every first time in most of the vetoes they've done, they've allowed that to go through by getting Overpass out of the pool. I think they knew that if Overpass is allowed through, Lancaster pick that second for their map pick. It's an interesting veto to say the least. A couple of maps I didn't expect. It's certainly just going to be an all-out bloodbath for both teams.
Yeah, obviously, I like Dust 2. I know a lot of people don't, but I like Dust 2 as it's one of the, it's the map that I grew up with. It's the map we all know and love. I have a little soft spot for it, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to see it today. Cash, though, there is, again, this is kind of similar to Mirage in that you can just go for these set puggy plays, or you can just introduce that depth to the back of it, and doing so can sort of elevate you over the team. But there's plenty of opportunity just to go for those pure mechanical aim duels if you choose to.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like Cash in that way. The pug comes out. The pug sort of setup is primarily, you see a lot of teams, especially at the lower levels, just try and go for those aim duels, try and take the fights. And I think a map like Mirage, if Lancaster don't have much to fall back onto here, this could be just an absolute stomping for Warwick. Warwick really do have the skill to just sort of outmatch Lancaster, as I've said before, which is a problem. I mean, Warwick quite good tactically anyways on most maps that I've seen them play. They definitely have the depth on maps like what we've seen before on Overpass. Even though that is Lancaster's best map, Warwick still have sort of that proficiency to play it. But Train, you can't really go for the pug setup on that map. You really need to try and play tactically. You need to play that slow style, taking information across the map. Whereas Cash and Mirage, it's not necessary to take information. It can elevate your play, obviously, but it primarily falls back onto that pug setup, that puggy plays, going for these aim duels, trying to just throw that typical smoke towards car on A and stuff like that.
Yeah, just a bit of information. I believe that the MP5 is not allowed. So it is in the game, but of course, it's not going to be played today. Just to be in keeping with the rest of the tournament and make sure all's fair. Might be love and war, but we're going to have a gentleman's agreement on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was enabled earlier in the third place final. That was just a little bit of fun. Add to it, I believe both teams agreed, but I don't think that really has a place in the final yet until it's been, put into competitive play. Everyone knows how the gun works, but it was unfortunate we won't be able to see it. I do enjoy a little bit of MP5 action. We do just wait for the 9th round to get active now before we get into it.
Yeah, I would be excited to see I'd say the new SMG, but it is a very old SMG to Counter Strike. But yeah,
It's a
no,
weird
it
paradox,
is
really.
going to be going in. I think we are just waiting on the knife round to get underway. The warm up is just ending. I think we're gonna go live now. Nice one. Any meta points on train on the knife round, Dream?
Not really. You just see a lot of teams just playing around on top of the trains. You got the Zeus's allowed anyway, so it should be a lot of fun. Knife round, not really that important. It does come down to the side choice. That can be can be important based on the team. You know, it can work mentally in your favor, I guess. There's no real. If you lose a knife round, you basically shouldn't really care that much. You know, you go onto a side, you get over it, and then you just play your game. There's nothing really much to the knife round.
Oh, they're trading pretty evenly though at the moment. Warwick Stretchy boys have got the advantage. But with these Zeus's just being popped off, goes down to the knives. In they go, and a 3v1. Should be a clean knife round. Well, not particularly clean. There's blood pretty much everywhere. Oh, XP nearly getting there, but Original G closes out. Warwick Stretchy boys get the pick of the side.
Going into your map pick, it can be important to get the side choice, I suppose. Usually you see in these, so if it's a best three, usually just the opposite team picks, but we decided to go for the knife rounds in the summer tournament. Adds a little bit more fun, especially summer tournaments. It's all about fun, all about summer, and just getting into it. I imagine Warwick will start on the CT side, though. That is the preferred side for most teams on train. It's so easy to take map control, I think, on train as a CT, if you just use your CT properly. And Warwick, we've seen before they have this tactical depth, so it should be interesting to see what they can get down to here on the CT side of train.
Yeah, they do go for it in the end, and it looks like they are going to be holding with a single smoke, but Lancaster Bombers, there's a little bit more utility on their side, maybe setting up for something special.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of executes you can go for here in train. You go for that A-side execute with the sights, smokes, or just a B execute. You get that deep connector smoke, and the upper hall smoke allows for such a map control to be taken off the CTs.
Look at MFX though, he's holding on upper towards the side of B. He's waiting for them to push. They drop down a flashbang down Pop Dog, but then just completely stopped in upper halls there. Just biding their time. That shadow spotted out will mean there's a bit of information given over yet again. I know they're going for it. Oh, Mason taken down to 5 HP. That's going to open up B bomb site for them to go for the push. They chuck it. The smoke in down ramp. The flashbang over the top, but they're going to go for the double pump fake and go back down towards Pop Dog. Fades. Remains stalwart on this A bomb site. Lets them push out, but he's rotated a little bit too fast. That smoke, they thought it was a fake, but instead it's going to be a wash with Lancaster Bombers. They take the A site, and the kill onto Original G allows them to get the plant.
Fantastic shots coming out from Fades. They're trying to trade from Connector. I thought that was going to be perfect from Warwick. They didn't seem to be phased by that B fake, but as soon as that smoke came out pop, they just rotated back in as Enigma takes down Fades. Now 5 HP on Mason. It's going to be hard for him to try and get into the site with that low HP as well. And he goes down immediately to Enigma, and Enigma absolutely fantastic with the Glock, just finding the headshots, and that leaves Nigel in the 1 versus 3.
Indecipherable with his movements. Enigma able to take the kill so far. Mats lands the headshot to close it out, and they only lose 2 players on the push. Keep 2 sets of armor on board. That's a nice turn up for Lancaster Bombers, and a good start to what wasn't their map pick.
This is what you need. The confidence going into the opposite team's map pick. That pistol can mean so much. It normally allows you to get 2 extra rounds on the board to start off with that 3-0. These 4 spies on the pistol, though, can be deadly, but it seems Warwick have decided to save most of their weaponry. This is smart. It allows you more utility in that gun round, which is important on train. You need to be able to shut down these choke points as Lancaster decide possibly to go for a fast A execute.
A little bit mistimed there. Got the full flash into Matt's face, but they are going to be playing up on the train. He managed to get the first frag onto Fades. Smoke off onto Connector as Enigma takes one for himself as well. This is a very good start. Obviously, you're against pistols. You know what's up. Mason. Oh, he doesn't quite finish him off. Oh, but the bomb doesn't go down. Does claim the life. So it's stalled out just a little bit longer. They've taken a gun. And I don't think they're going to be able to get much more. Only 2 players left for the Warwick Stretchy boys.
A pretty clinical round, really, from Lancaster. A couple of smokes missed, though, which shows that they may not be quite as secure on train as they would be on a map like Overpass. Still, they're able to pick up the round. Mason only one with a kill so far. With that CZ, can be one of the most deadly guns in the game if used properly. I imagine Lancaster now will face no further problems unless Mason can make something work with these exit frags.
He's got a player up in heaven, player on the train, Enigma. He's been deadly over the top of this one before. See if he can do it again, but they are just facing him off. He is just looking for exit frags, but Lancaster Bombers, they don't even want to risk it. Just leave him alive with a CZ. It's not going to go his way anyway. spray down long range, but he gets out. Not too sure if the bomb will get him. It will. So he drops his CZ anyway.
I mean, it's just a CZ, I suppose. It
Yeah.
would be nice into the next round, maybe get another kill, but Lancaster, this is the type of round you want to send those SMGs out, get that farm money, secure your place in the economy, and just keep pushing forward. Now, 2 AKs and 2 SMGs, the MAC-10 and the UMP, hoping to see those ones just sort of rushing out, gaining the information, and just gaining those kills as well. $600 for the kill per it, so that's a lot of money if you can get a couple.
Yeah, that looks like they're going over towards the upper B again, but this time they go fast down Pop Dog with that MAC-10 that you were talking about, Dream. They're playing it fast and loose, but there's a stack over on B site for the Warwick Stretchy boys. They've put all their eggs in the basket, which is fair enough. On the pistol rounds, you do need to take those massive advantage fights. But that means that there's a 50-50 chance that the enemy team will just go to A, and that's exactly what's happened.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly what you need to do when you're going against an eco. You send one player out of those with the SMG, just gain that information. And Tobbs, he's found one player over towards B as well, as Warwick had no idea they were even out on 8. Just perfect for Lancaster, starting off well, giving themselves these confidence, making sure they get these ecos. And now Warwick in a bit of a tough place. Do they go for it and just die and give the SMGs money, or do they just hold place and basically save nothing?
I mean, they get the round bonus at the end anyway, since the bomb's gone down, but so it's not too much of a loss just to go and full hold somewhere, look for those exit frags. But the Lancaster Bombers, they secure themselves another round. Going 3-0 at the start of a half, very, very strong. You get those essentially 3 rounds off the back of that first round win, which means that you do just go in with a pretty big advantage and also a smile on your face, which can't be sniffed at.
I mean, it just allows you to play a little bit, maybe sort of loose and fast. Like you were saying, you don't have to be nervous. You don't have to worry about winning that first gun round. You've just got to make sure you get as much damage as you can in this round to allow for a reset next round if you do obviously lose this. But Warwick saving in that second round has done wonders for their economy, allowing them to get this extra utility out and the AWP on Original G. This just shows their tactical depth. You don't see a lot of teams, even at sort of higher levels, that go for the force buys in the second round. On a map like Train, you really need to try and save for that utility.
And save they will. They've got the incendiary grenade on Mason as well, so they can just halt it. Nigel playing aggressive up Ivy, just watching out, and you can see XP there, just around the corner from him. But they are going to be aware of this push because of that smoke coming out. Gained a little bit of intel, but again, the Lancaster Bombers stacking up towards B halls. Over Pop Dog as well. The flash going down. They're going for the fast push. They're double flash. They trade 1 for 1. On the aggression, Tobbs has their AWP, but they aren't going to play close. Original G, meanwhile, over towards the A site, getting a frag down main. Means that it's now 4 for 3 in favour of the Warwick Stretchy boys.
Yeah, a good start from Warwick in this gun, and that's exactly what they need to do. Get these early picks. That trading pot was fantastic. I think they had a good read on what Lancaster wanted to do there. Just take the map control towards team main and to Pop Dog. They play 2 and Pop Dog, get that easy trade, and then fall back Original G towards that hell position as well. Just picking up the AWP kill. I mean, it's just clinical again. This is what you expect from these type of teams. Just absolutely just playing CS correctly, playing that basic CS, just trying to find those picks.
Oh, again, Original G gets the shot off at Tobbs. Not even sure where he was looking there. Managed to get taken down. Original G on a tear on this AWP. Anchoring this A site. One player left alive. It's XP. Has the AK plenty of utility as well. Playing over towards Blue Train. The back of main. Managed to get the frag onto MFX, which got allowed to push out onto site because, of course, Original G holding the standard angle. Sprayed down. Not quite able to find the frag. 41 HP. 16 seconds left on the clock. Might be able to get the plant. Looks like he wants to just go straight over to B, but instead, he's just checking the connector. This plant is going to come through. Original G not going to be moving over. Now they go for 3-man retake. It's only one that's needed, though. It's Mason.
Yep, that is just fantastic from Original G there. Towards the back hill or slash the bottom of Green Train. I mean, just picking up the AWP kills there is so important. Just shutting down Lancaster, keeping 3 players alive as well helps. It would have been better if they could survive with 4. Just make sure that economy keeps a little bit strong. It's harder to get the economy going on the CT side than it is the T side. Obviously, you get the bomb plant bonuses that just help out massively with that T side. I would have loved for Lancaster to do a little bit more of their utility in that round. They sort of just walked out into the loving embrace of Original G, which is perfect for an AWPer. They just love when you walk out into their scopes.
Kind of the best thing that could possibly happen for an AWPer, isn't it? I mean, you just
Yeah.
you line up the shots, you take them down. That's what you want. You click on faces. That's what you got to do. Seems like they don't want to go for the face against Original G, though. Set smokes going over the top towards A. Might be drawing some rotations. Plenty of smokes down, a utility used, but Mason stands strong. He smells something's up. Should spot a shoulder there. He knows what's going on. Drops the incendiary and calls for reinforcements. You can see the rest of his team rotating in through connector. That's the position again for the Lancaster Bombers up towards the top. Original G not quite rotated yet, but Mason's down low. He's got the spray, he's got the angle, he gets 1, 2, but isn't going to be able to find the third. MFX is at his back, and they trade it yet again. It's now just Tobbs left alive on this B site, goes for the plant, only has the flashbang, just goes down. He knows where they're going to be. It's a defensible position, goes for the shoulder peek, manages to gain all the intel he needs. Original G taking a shot as well. Gives him quite a lot to work with, but you can't work with too much when you're dead, and that's going to be the Warwick Stretchy Boys taking another round.
I mean, I like the execute coming out from Lancaster. The problem is they didn't commit to it. They didn't show any presence after they had thrown the smoke. So it's quite easy to tell it's a fake. Warwick had good positions on that execute as well, just playing towards the retake. They're able to see over the sort of the left side of the bomb site smoke or on top of the trains. They realised no one had came out. Mason just shoulder peeking lower ramp, gives early information for some sort of B attack, gives that molly down, and just allows enough time for the CT side to rotate in.
Honestly, Mason has been doing very, very well for his team. Only want to get the frag on that CZ in the earlier round, and obviously getting that intel, being that disciplined player, rotating between those two sites and playing up close when he needs to on that B site. And he might come into action again. They are going low. Original G with a fast peek up to upper. Mason now needs to find the kills, but XP gets the better of him with that deagle. Original G trying to wrap around the back. But they managed to flood the site. The bomb not quite on site yet, and that's allowed MFX to get in before they've had time to secure themselves. Matt is not done with the deagle. Managed to land another shot, looking for a third, but Fades shuts it down. 2 players already fallen for both teams, and they're just falling around, but they get the bomb plant. That's what Lancaster Bombers were looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. You just need the bomb plant in that type of round. That's a fantastic shot from Enigma. I've actually had the pleasure of playing against a player like Enigma before, and that's absolutely fantastic as well. He's got a little bit of a staple in the UK scene as well, just outside the university sort of CSGO scene. I mean, just shows right there why he's that good with the deagle. A good round for Lancaster in the end. They get, I think that was it 4 kills in the end?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
only
4
9
kills.
survived.
That does so much damage, gives you a lot of confidence going in. I'm sure Enigma is happy with those headshots. You got the buy round coming out from them. Now, if they win this round, that will be a full reset into the economy of Warwick.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much if Warwick win this round, the Lancaster Bombers will be able to just save them by the next. But so it's not too much of an advantage. It's definitely more important for the Lancaster Bombers to be looking to move forwards here, especially in the first map of the grand final on Warwick's map pick nonetheless. Nigel, he's continually playing aggressive up this Ivy position. Hasn't been punished just yet, but Lancaster Bombers haven't turned their attention that way.
It denies information. It doesn't really give you that much information because you know they can just be hiding behind the smoke, but it denies information for Lancaster. They can't take Ivy control. Maybe throws a bit of a spanner in the works of the strategy. Oh, that is unfortunate for Original G. Just misses the timing there.
Doesn't miss the timing on that one. The cross comes back through, but he's not able to land the shot. He's going to win 1 AWP or 1 jumpy boy in this case. It's going to be the Lancaster Bombers getting away with it, but they're playing pretty slow. They've let it down to a minute, and they've done this before. They did it pretty early on in the pistol round, and they do like to bide their time. Original G again, not taking the shot, and actually getting legged in the process. 21 HP down now. Warwick may be looking to go aggressive, but MFX has the second AWP. Lands the shot on EXP. So 39 seconds left on the clock, and Warwick Lancaster Bombers, they don't have too much to play with now.
Yeah, that's a massive problem for them. And what that kill allowed is for Mason to push up upper as well. He was just holding towards the left side, but he's managed to cross towards the boxes as well. There's no way that Lancaster expect this. 20 seconds left now as well. Mason just needs to get 1 hit to delay, and I don't think it's going to be expected. And Tobbs, he runs with his knife out as well. Matt's not even reacting, and Mason finds another kill. Been absolutely fantastic towards the B site. 3 kills for him as well, leaves Matt in the 1 versus 5. Mason just going huge.
Unfortunately, the dream shuts here. The Lancaster Bombers lose the round. They are going to have to go for a little bit of a save. Might be able to cobble together something, but the Warwick Stretchy Boys have solidified themselves in their economy slightly. It was pretty risky that last round. With that double AWP setup especially, they invested quite a lot, but they get away with it. They make it work, and they're going to continue it into this round.
I mean, that's a major investment going for that second AWP as well. If you lose that, that puts your economy in the dumps for at least 2 rounds there. They managed to get it out though. Perfect play from Warwick, just reading Lancaster like a book. Lancaster falling back now to just this default execute. May decide to commit with it this time instead of going for some sort of fake though. I think they may have ignored me, and it looked. Oh no, they are actually going out teammate. I thought they were going out the upper holdout. They do go for the execute and just try and push into this site, but Original G, there's no left side bomb and smoke, and it's just going to be picks from him and his team.
Yeah, very easy, just lining them up, going for the shots. Just Tobbs alive with only 1 frag as well. Maybe looking to go aggressive on Original G, but he needs to decide where to push. There was pretty much no right option there, and he chose the wrong one anyway. So Tobbs going down.
It's a bit of a problem there for Lancaster. I don't know why they've gone for the execute, but not thrown that right side bomb smoke. That's the default position for an AWP to play, and you just allow Original G to sort of farm his kills, give himself some confidence with that AWP. As Warwick again, these rounds are so important on the CT side for just solidifying your economy, keeping the numbers alive. As Lancaster looks to go for a fast execute once again.
This time without the smokes being set up properly, they go fast. As you say, the spray down fades. So can't see anything around the smoke, and he's down to 13 HP already. From MFX, not able to find the frag from Connector, and is zoned out with the smoke. They trade 1-for-1 on the push. The bomb is going to get planted, and they trading yet again. Original G is still over towards that Ivy position. They have a player Connector as well, looking for this retake. They slow it down as he finds the opening frag. EXP looking to move to Pop Dog, but gets denied. Everyone for the Lancaster Bombers playing on that right-hand side of sight as Original G looks at it, but it's not going to matter for him. No matter where they stand, he seems like that crosshair falls in exactly the right place, and it's going to be Enigma to fall 3v1 now. Tobbs has the AWP, looking to try and find those shots. He's done it before. Can he do it again? But with the smoke down on the bomb and the shots out from the M4 on Mason, it's going to close it down. The Warwick Stretchy Boys again winning another round. 6-3 now on the first side.
A bit sloppy there from Lancaster. The smokes again missing towards that 5-6 train, or sort of smokes off sandwich. It just allowed, I believe it was Fades, to play around the smoke and delay Lancaster from getting into that site. Original G with a perfect rotate through Connector back to CT, so you can allow the AWP of MFX, who's playing towards that B site, to come back in. Lancaster now starting to slow themselves down a little bit. I think this is the correct play. The fast plays clearly aren't working.
Well, slow plays don't seem to be working either, as Original G takes one fast play of his own. XP going down early. Gives them a very early disadvantage without the utility being thrown out already. The Warwick Stretcher Boys looking good yet again. See Original G now playing over towards that B bomb site, leaving instead Nigel over towards that Ivy position. They seem to be trading these positions off quite regularly. If Nigel goes aggressive on Ivy, then Original G goes over to B. Goes for that fast peak, but they're already down a player. The Lancaster Bombers have to reassess.
There's a problem. You've got a minute left. You've lost a player. What decision do you make here? Even if you trade out, you're still going to lose the battle eventually. You really need to try and find some picks now, but Warwick are playing this perfectly. They're not giving anything away. They're a little bit aggressive. I don't think they're overly aggressive, though. They're just taking information, holding fast, waiting for anyone to peek into their crosshairs. They're just trying to waste the time of Lancaster, really, not giving them anything, not allowing them an opening anywhere on the map.
That smoke going down ramp means that zone is off, but they rotate again to Pop Dog. MFX doesn't hit the shot, allows them to get out, but Fades is holding close on main, finds 1-2 as well before he drops back and stays safe. MFX does land the shot the second time around instead. Tobbs trying to push out of Ivy. He's only got 12 HP though. He's 1 versus 4. It's pretty difficult for the best of players, especially when you're playing against the Warwick Stretchy Boys. They're just going to close it down again. Fades finds a tasty little set of kills, 3 for him in this round.
Perfect from him. That's what I said. I don't think he was overly aggressive. He was in the right position for the time. I mean, just running down the clock there. They're not going to be checking that angles properly. I think it was sort of 30 seconds left around then when Lancaster went to go out onto that A site and Fades. He only really needed to delay them, but he got 2 kills instead. Perfect from Warwick. They seem to be showing why they are, I wouldn't say confirmed, but sort of rumoured to be the #1 team in the NUEL.
Certainly acting like it. You see 2 of the players' economies now up over the 5-digit mark. A very strong hold right now on this first map. Obviously, being their map pick, this is going to be where they do want to have a performance like this. If you're going to bring it out, definitely wants to be where you chose to bring it out. Nigel, only on 2.2k there, so maybe his friends being a little bit stingy with their drops.
Hey, come on, guys, be nice to Nigel. He's doing well on Ivy. There's no, he's 2-4, but come on, guys, no need to be that mean. Looks like Lancaster though. They're going back to these fast plays. Fades definitely hears that, and the player over towards B, that is Mason. He's had a fantastic time over towards B. Here's the steps and MFX. He's obviously towards B with that EWP, but Mason, oh my god, just a fat miss from him there.
He gets dropped on, and it's not going to go his way. The plant going through means that that's pretty much what the Lancaster Bombers wanted to find. They've picked up a rifle, but it's immediately dismantled by MFX with that PT-53. The smoke fades. He's heard something. There is a player over there. But in the meantime, the rest of his team is going to go down. Matt has heard fades down, and actually managed to win out the duel with the CZ. Picks up an AK. Might be just looking to save that. Has got armor as well. So he should be all right. He's still got 91 on it, so plenty of value could be found from that.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Fade. I wondered what he was doing, but I think he was just waiting for Warwick to go for the retake towards B. Just clear out those site players. So the pop player, I believe he knew Matt was sort of watching towards there. It's unfortunate he loses his gun. Not a big deal at the end of the day. The economy for Warwick is still good. Just need to remember, keep these numbers alive in the CT side. That's all that's important. As Lancaster, they get a good buyout. Let's see if they can actually use it properly for the first time in this game.
Fades again, going for this double stack towards Pop Dog with Nigel. They've been quite forwards. It's got them a lot of intel. You can see these set plays that Warwick, they've obviously been training here. You know, we were talking about this before. Teams not necessarily too comfortable with it, but the way that Warwick Stretchy Boys are playing, they are clear, they are concise in their movements. Every single time we see one of three things happen, and they've stuck to it. It works out very well. They're now 8-3.5.
I mean, the old saying, don't fix what's not broken. There's no need to change anything. They don't need to get ultra aggressive. They need to play like they are right now. And exactly, Fades gets that kill there. Enigma, he's just going to go jumping across. I thought he was going to go straight down, but he's pretty much stuck above there now. Willness goes swinging, takes down Nigel as well. As Lancaster managed to get it into a 3 versus 4.
They're chucking it out. They're going over towards the A bomb site. Tops has got that AWP available. All three stacked up towards A main. They managed to sneak out past Original G. But the rest of the Warwick Stretchy Boys can rotate in. Smokes across the site. Gives them some cover to move forwards. A player in Pop Dog could throw a spanner in the works. Matt looking to deal with it, but instead it's going to be Original G to take the face. And again, he's just going to win it out. He's been so consistent on this AWP on A site, and it's just going to go their way yet again. Brilliant performance coming out now on the A holes for Warwick.
Lancaster right now, they are just trying to go for these aim duels. And I said at the start, if there is going to be an aim battle, Warwick will win it. And that's exactly what's going on. They're going for the executes, but they're not using them properly. They're not playing around the smokes properly. They aren't able to get onto the sites properly. They're losing a man early towards B. A lot of the rounds, Original G towards Hell as well. It's just been absolutely fantastic. There's no real bait of utility out from Warwick yet. Lancaster, they're just using their utility pretty poorly overall this game.
Finally, they dropped a Molotov over towards... Actually, I think that was a CT Molotov over towards where Original G actually normally stands. Instead, he's just going to go up high on the train. But Lancaster Bombers trying something different. They're going down Ivy. Nigel with the nade out. Gets taken down and punished. Original G has to drop down and go for the face, but he misses the first shot and pays the price. A beautiful rotate coming through, but FaZe is on the site. Has that AK again made short work of by the Lancaster Bombers. Now it's just Mason left alive. And it looks like it's going to be a 1v4 difficult retake. Don't think he's going to want to go for this one.
No, the economy is in a pretty good place, and maybe go for some sort of aggressive exit position. But going for it right now, I don't think it's possible. He's got a molly, flash, and nade. I mean, he can go for it. It's not a real big dot. Yeah, it's bold. Nothing really comes of it. He doesn't get an extra kill, which is unfortunate. But a massive mistake there from Nigel to just, I don't really know what he's doing. He just sort of brings out his knife and runs to peek Ivy, but he has no information there's anyone there. That's the first real mistake we've seen from Warwick this game, which is unfortunate. It means they lose a round, as now Lancaster hoping to come back from a bit of a mess they've had.
Yeah, I mean, the Lancaster Bombers haven't put pressure on Ivy all game, so maybe Nigel just a little bit too comfortable. Obviously, as you say, didn't get the information they needed, but this time they're not going to take any chances. They chucked 3 people over that way. The Lancaster Bombers, they evacuate that side alley completely. Mason, again, holding towards that ramp. Will spot out the shoulder there. And with those smokes going down, he's just going to dissuade the ramp push. Smoke on top of it. Again, just getting it down. Matt going for a quick peek. But Mason's down there. He's ready and waiting. Goes 1-for-1 on the trade. The bomb gets picked up. And again, the Lancaster Bombers find the opening that they're looking for. Original G still has AWP in hand, playing back of B bomb site. Very long range, and we know how deadly he is with this weapon. looking to try and find the shots, but they dropped back behind the smoke. And MFX playing connector in a 1 versus 3.
Lancaster seemed to have a little bit of a spark in them after that round, starting to play really well, getting the trade properly. That's what they've been really poor at, just trading off their teammates. I think that's like one of the first rounds Mason has not actually got a double kill on someone beat. And the lurk over towards A as well from Experilis, or XP as he is on the tab. I mean, yeah, Lancaster, they're starting to fit into their roles. It looks like they're actually trying to stick the bomb. Oh my God. Thank God I wouldn't believe that, but Tobbs gets the knife off and it's 9-5. The scoreline closed down now a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit too close for comfort. I mean, he was just waiting at the smoke. They knew what was going on. Looked a little bit hairy there when they weren't watching that upper peak, but it does go their way on the bomb defense, which means that they do put that 5th round on the board, which is not the worst situation to beat. As soon as you give the enemy team 11 rounds, that is real danger zone. But with those 5 rounds confirmed, they're going to be a little bit more comfortable. Comfortable enough to go over to the A site, it seems. They are going to rotate out again. MFX playing connector, going for the duel. Matt wins it out. Original G still up and running. Ticking away. Fades over in heaven as well. They're playing close quarters. And that is going to zone them out away again. Tobbs and Experilis both finding those frags. Nigel the only one to do so for his team. And again, it's Mason left alive.
Lancaster just showing us, I should say, and really showing themselves, actually, that they've been playing off. They haven't been playing as Lancaster. Now, they're going out as a unit. They're trading well. The executes are working. I don't know. Warwick just seems to have sort of, maybe they got too comfortable. Like you said with Nigel in the other round, they've just gotten too comfortable. They sort of thought, all right, we're just going to blow out this half an hour. Let's just sort of play it casual, just keep going. But they've realised now that actually the scoreline could be closed that easily, and it looks like it will be a 9-6 half. Not really awful for Lancaster. Could have been an 8-7 if they were able to get that first gun round. Unfortunate for them, though. But Warwick, they shouldn't be upset with that 9 rounds on the CT side. It's probably, I'd put that at average for a team on CT side for him.
Of course, when it is your map pick as well, if you're practiced at it, that T side can be way more favourable as well. You know, T sides thrive on CTs that don't necessarily know the map as well as they should do. They find those openings, they exploit them, and make it work. So it's all going to be down on how the Warwick Stretchy Boys are going to opt to operate here.
Exactly right now. As it looks like Warwick are just going to go for possibly some sort of straight up B play, maybe even just 5 down pop. They've got the smoke and 2 flashes, which to me looks like they are just going to go for that lower ramp push. And it's actually the exact same pistol that Warwick had with 2 towards B, 1 lower, 1 upper. Experilis has spotted the players coming out now as he is lower ramp. Needs to be very careful he doesn't get taken down here. And they're actually just pushing up the lane. Tobbs does get 1. Enigma is able to trade Enigma to get 2 as well. As now 3 versus 2.
Very nice take, but they've lost plenty in the process. The long range tap from MFX brings the numbers even. Nigel has got that armor. Won't help you against those headshots, though, from the USP. Wheelnius moving around to the right-hand side, takes a headshot, and that's Nigel with a beautiful hold behind the bomb train. Puts Warwick Stretchy Boys up again. They're into double digits. It's 10 rounds for them.
They didn't win the first pistol. They've made up for it now with the second one on the T side. Train can really be a momentum-based map. I mean, any map can be momentum-based, but when it's your map pick, that gives you so much confidence when you're 9-6 up as well. I won't say this will guarantee them 12 rounds, but it usually means you'll get at least 12 rounds, and that gives you 6 rounds head start. So if you lose that first gun round, you have a bit of confidence, you know, you won't be able to have the score close on you. It does look like Lancaster are not taking the same approach as Warwick, as they do just go for the straight up buy. No utility saving for them.
Yeah, they're popping plenty of deagles and the scout as well. A quick peek for Mason, getting some information, and I think they've given away a little bit more maybe than they gained, because that means that they do have to fall back. Mason, though, getting that max 10 shot down seems like, oh, okay, fair enough. They go for the trade. Enigma lands the headshot. We've seen plenty of strong deagle play from him so far already. They managed to get, I think, 2 frags in a 1 versus 3 with that deagle, so definitely not to be discounted just yet. And a slow play from Warwick gives them the openings that they might be looking for.
Lancaster, they need to be very careful here. They've gone for a really passive setup towards B, which is interesting considering they don't really have any information anywhere. When Experilis is just playing like this, it allows the site to Warwick, and if Warwick get the site, I mean, the round's over. There's no way you can really retake unless Enigma goes for some brilliant play. He's been fantastic on the deagle, as he's shown earlier in the round as well. It does look like Warwick are just going to go for be execute, but Lancaster, they've taken information towards 8, or they've just gone for some sort of gamble with 25 seconds left on the clock.
Flashbang down. They're going to go for the fast burst, Nigel, with that Mac-10 at long range. Seems to still be deadly enough. Experilis, though, just behind the train. The Mac-10 spray gets the better of him. Not quite able to land those deagles, and Nigel's still on a tear. 2 kills so far in the round. He's going to be looking for that third. Gets the spray down. Might be able to find the fourth. Mason denying him the ace, but Matt still has the deagle. But he doesn't have the dream. Not quite yet. So Warwick Stretchy boys take it 11 rounds.
Matt, I feel a bit mad for Matt there. He's just missed the only player that was pretty much low. He was 280p on fades, and he unfortunately just whiffs. It is going to be an eco out for Lancaster for losing that round. They have no money for that gun round as well, which is so crucial in trading. You really need to be going for those saves, I think. And again, shows the tactical prowess of Warwick, or at least they had just sort of a smarter IGL. As now the eco comes out, looks like the SMGs may go a farming here for Warwick.
Big brain plays for some big boy players. Warwick Stretchy boys streaking into the lead now. With a very convincing start to the half. Against Pistols, should be a pretty clean round. And again, this B stack, we saw it last time on the previous half. And again, exactly the same things happen. The A site gets taken by the T's, and it should be a very easy clean.
I mean, the bomb's already gone down. I don't think Lancaster can really go for the retake here. There are 5 alive, so maybe just push somewhere as a team, see if you can get a couple kills. A bit unfortunate for them. I'd like to see these SMGs go hunting near the end of the round. I'm hoping they don't get too aggressive right now, just as the bomb is still down. There's still a possibility Lancaster could win. However, unlikely, as Warwick are starting to slowly push up, not giving away too much information to Lancaster from where they're coming from. And Fade says, okay, fair enough then.
I mean, sure, why not? He's just going to go on a tear. UMP in hand, takes down these Pistol players, Original G. Is traded back, but Fades. He's going to clean up. Plenty of money going his way. The dollar should be flowing. You can see he's got 8k. His teammate Nigel on 9 already. This is a really strong performance now.
Nigel really starting to step up, it seems. Didn't have a great half. He still, well, in terms of kills, he didn't have a great half, but kills, they don't really tell the full stories. As a couple of friends I have just say, statistics, they don't tell the whole story. You really need to look at what he was doing on that CT side with the information he was taking. As Warwick just going for a fast execute, trying to take advantage of the lack of utility from the CT side.
See if it's going to actually come out their way, because Nigel's already gone down. The trade comes through, but Mason and MFX very low. They're trading evenly. The Lancaster bomb is in with a shout here. 2 versus 2 now. Original G does have that AWP as well. Something to watch out for. The bomb not on site yet. It's stuck in main. It's stuck with Original G. They need to go and continue this push. 2 flashes for the Warwick Stretchy boys and a little bit more for the Lancaster bombers. They still have their smoke available. Maybe looking to find that opening, but they've slowed it right down. The Warwick Stretchy boys, they don't want to overstep. They don't want to give any ground, because in that 2v2, it's doable. In a 1 versus 2, that becomes almost insurmountable, especially when they have info on where the bomb is. I'm surprised they haven't actually maybe just gone for a quick rotate over towards B, but they are going to stick it onto A, of course, investing Fades into the site. Gives him a little bit of ground, but he's around the back, he's around the flank. Trades 1 for 1, gives XP the chance to clutch it out now. The bomb hasn't been spotted out. Original G sneaking around with this AWP. Has already managed to find his way over to Pop Dog. He's going for the B site rotate. Of course, with Fades no longer stuck high and dry, he can just give up the ghost on that site and change it up.
Original G, he had the information that Experilis was towards that A site, so it just allows him for a plant with sort of a safety in mind. He's able to get it down. He plants for the right hand side as well. Possibly will fake out Experilis. Think he's aggressive, possibly. He has got a molly, 46 HP. The AWP on Original G, so I suppose it doesn't really matter what his HP is in the end. But Warwick looking to claim this first gun round could mean the end of Lancaster here on train if they are able to take it.
Playing again very slowly. Hasn't got that defuse kit. Sorry, no, he hasn't got that defuse kit, so he does need to be very careful. There's the Molotov onto the bomb. That should just deny it based on time alone, and he's going to know where he is, but it's not going to matter too much. The bomb just ticking away, and that should be it. Warwick Stretchy boys claim another round. Original G survives with the AWP. 13 rounds now, and it's really starting to open it up. Match looking pretty close to its ending.
Pretty close indeed. Only 3 rounds needed for the map win here for Warwick. And if it is 16-16, if that is our final scoreline, that should, well, I imagine that will weigh on the mind of Lancaster, that they haven't put up a better showing here on train. But again, Warwick showing why they are believed to be the best team in North and one of the best university teams overall at the moment. As Lancaster decide to get a little bit aggressive towards B, they've gained a lot of information now, as well as the rest of the Lancaster players are getting aggressive on A. I imagine the rotate will come out from one of the B players as well, and they'll just stack A now.
In a grand final, this is certainly a dominant performance for the Warwick team. Across the NUEL, across games as well, they just have a really strong esports contingent going over there. Maybe something in the water, but Lancaster Bombers not quite able to hold up just yet under the pressure. Of course, it is Warwick's map pick. So maybe they aren't, maybe they're just super practiced on train. It's a little bit, maybe specialists are theirs, but Matt, he's not done. He has the Deagle. He's holding Ivy, playing disciplined on a fallback as well. Not looking for that angle. He's going to be zoned away. An XP as well. Just falling on back. 2 players over towards Ivy. They've yet to go for the peak, but MFX comes out on main, and finally they're able to open it up. Enigma still has got that Deagle as well. He's playing up close on the bomb trains and zoned away from that. Looks at Fades, able to land the headshot from Experilis. They're actually doing all right. They've got 4 players. They're versus 3, especially on an eco. This is a decent round so far.
It's damage done. That's really what you need. But at this point, it may be too far gone, because if you allow them to have the round, that puts them in 14 rounds. 1 round away from that map point. As now Original G takes down Experilis. Tobbs' position is known. Enigma on low HP. He gets taken down. Willness as well, 36 HP. Tobbs, I imagine, will go down, but he's actually getting damage done with that CZ. Original G with the AWP. Well, I mean, he's proved today that he's a superior AWP player compared to Dobbs. And MFX just peeks out with confidence, gets the headshot. 14-6. Damage done to the Warwick, but maybe too little, too late.
14 rounds on the board. Very, very close to that match point. Just 1 more, but we are into another gun round. The Lancaster Bombers will be able to kit themselves out in plenty. Maybe lacking a couple of defuse kits. Matt and Willness both taking up the mantle, and a double AWP setup coming out from the Lancaster Bombers.
Seems like they are just sort of picking out their hat right now into the hat of strats. See if they can get anything out of it. It worked well for Warwick, so why can't it work from us? Experilis really needs to find picks from B if they do decide to go there. Lancaster, though, it is up to them now. They really need to, it's their game to win, Warwick's game to lose at the moment, it seems, and the execute comes out for Warwick as they attempt to make their way onto the A side.
Out of Pop Dog, they flood. Mason moving up towards the bomb train, but Matt's up on high. We'll win out the duel. Enigma just playing slow for now. We'll spot out Nigel, but he gets taken down. Original G has the AWP as well. Matt now playing down low. They're going to hold it. We'll hear out the bomb. Original G gets spotted out as well. Matt able to sneak around the edge. Has to face off against 3. Take his MFX down. Very, very low. 3 HP. Original G can't quite find the face. Matt is just jumping around like a madman, but it's not going to matter. Warwick Stretchy boys take that 15th round and put themselves into match point, Dream.
Yeah, I think Matt really, he describes the Lancaster team well. Sort of running around like headless chickens here on train. Doesn't seem like they have any sort of idea. The veto from Warwick seems to have gotten into the heads of Lancaster. Train not expected to be this first map. I don't think Lancaster expected that either. I don't think they expected to not be without Overpass as well. They have no real fallback right now. Overpass was their best map by far, and they're forced to play cash. We'll have to see if they're able to do that in the second map, though. Well, they still have a chance to win. Let's not count them out. I'm counting them out in my head, but that's not fair. There's still a chance for them to win. It's going to be a battle, but there is still a battle to be won.
And they will pitch it over towards the A site, it seems. They have plenty of players stacking up, just waiting for that aggression from the Warwick Stretchy boys. Pressure forwards, advance from Experilis. Hasn't been spotted out. He's moving slow. He's got the MP9. MFX could be caught off guard. Sees a shoulder. Close range. 16 bullets still left. Nigel not able to trade it back. So they've managed to get a good pick up. And Tobbs, that allows him to go up the ladder. But look to your right. Oh, Nigel. He's going to take him down.
An interesting play from Tobbs, to say the least. A bit misguided, I have to say. When you've got the man advantage like that, is there any need to take such an aggressive, risky position like that? Like going up pop, you're useless on the ladder when you get up. There's no way you can take down an opponent. And unfortunately, he loses out in the battle. A nice pick from Willness to give the man advantage back to Lancaster.
There's 2 players who needs to face off, but with that AK, it should be plenty easy enough. 2 kills already. Looking to put Warwick Stretchy Boys into the map advantage in this best-of-3 series. It's a 2 versus 2. Experilis managed to find himself an AK. The bomb has not gone down just yet. And Matt goes for a flank. The Lancaster Bombers, they're not just yet as they take the 7th round finally, but they are still in the danger zone.
I mean, the danger zone indeed. There's no other way to describe it. It's just constant panic from Lancaster now until they either lose or they get it to the 15-15.
Pushing it forwards, maybe looking for that overtime, but there's a long way to go. It's an uphill struggle, certainly, especially against the economy for the Warwick Stretchy Boys. You can see, despite them all going down, they were just able to buy everything back, and it's not going to be too much of a problem there. The Lancaster Bombers have been stuck as well with a little bit of lacking utility. Have got that FAMAS over on Tobbs, and losing a player early, it's not the sort of start you want.
No, it definitely is not, especially when you're so far behind. But there we go. A bit of a smart play there from Tobbs, trying to find a trade back. It could have gone either way, really. It could have been a bad play or a good play, depending on how he got that kill. As now Warwick, they find themselves in an even situation that can work out better for the T side, as they are able to hit sites together, whereas the CT side have to be a little bit separated. Tobbs has got this information towards upper halls, which allows the Lancaster Bomber side to play free. Oh, that is fantastic from Mason, as he now tries to make his way onto A.
Trying to go for the trade against Matt. Will get it as well. 2 kills. Opens up Ivy completely. Experilis on site managed to find Fades, turning it around. He's trying to zone out Mason. Mason unwilling to go for the peak. His teammate moving out. You've got Tobbs dropping down Pot Dog. MFX is covering the angle. 3 versus 2 on the retake as Experilis is playing on the bomb cart. We'll hear the plants go through. Actually able to take him down. MFX knows there's a player Pot Dog now. The flashbang comes out. He has to turn around. He has to push back. And now it's in a 2 versus 2. Mason very, very low, playing towards Ivy. Experilis turning the corner, but into the crosshairs he goes. And that's the Warwick Stretchy Boys taking home the first map train of this best-of-3.
Fantastic from Warwick, showing themselves as one of the best teams we have. Absolutely amazing from them on train. You couldn't ask for a better performance, really. Lost a couple rounds on their T side, but that doesn't matter at the end of the day. Fantastic performance for them, and that will give them so much confidence heading into Cash.
Yeah, it's a real good start to open it up. Every one of these teams should be familiar with Cash. They should be ready to play on it. And I think, the Warwick Stretchy Boys, they've just demonstrated every single time in all of these places that they are not letting the Lancaster Bombers make these standout plays that some of these players are known for. Experilis and I've already forgotten his name. Oh, that's not good. But some of the, the players on Lancaster Bombers, they are known to be making these strong solo plays. And when they get shut down, you just see how much wind is taken out their sails. Enigma, that's his name. Have I DC'd? Hello? Or are you still there, Dream? All right, well, either way, we are going to be going to a quick break. So when we come back, we'll be taking the second map of Cash. Make sure you don't go anywhere because we have plenty more CS to come. Welcome back to the grand final of the NUEL 2018 Summer CSGO Tournament. We had a corker of a first game over on train with the Warwick Stretchy boys taking a very clean game, 16-7 in the end. My name is John Allen. Joining me is Dream. We've had a blast so far. Hopefully, we're going to have a similar one on this time because we are over onto Cash.
Cash is such an interesting map. It's so fun to watch as well. There's so many styles you can play in it. You can play that slow style, the tactical sort of in-depth style where you're trying to take map control. Or you can just go straight for that pug setup, rush everywhere, or throw your basic smokes. You know on this map that well everyone knows on this map. I mean Warwick, we've seen what they can show on train. That was that tactical depth. They've shown us that they have the executes ready. I'm sure that they wouldn't have let Cash through without some sort of preparation. They seem to have sort of a good read on what the veto was going to be, as we do just wait for Knife to go live. This is the map pick of Lancaster, just so everyone knows. Train was the map pick of Warwick, taking it 16-7. You expect that when your map pick, but now it's time for Lancaster to show us why they are the number 2 team, or they believe to be the number 2 team in NUEL.
Well, I mean, they're going to want to show us that they're the number 1 team here. I mean, if they're playing against the fabled Warwick team. It's a bit of a mountain to overcome, but nonetheless, they are going to try. Lancaster Bombers are going to start it out on the knife round. On the T side, the Zeus is coming out. Nigel draws first blood. The Warwick Stretchy boys have the advantage. Just traded back pretty quickly. Back and forth. Very difficult to call, but there's the Warwick team. Yeah, they just got the advantage here. It should be pretty cut and dry. Experilis, he has the Zeus out. They are trying to back him down. Up the ramp he goes. And Mason finishes it off.
It's like piranhas just hunting their food there. He had the one Zeus. He's trying to scream at them to stay back. Unfortunately, Warwick do take the knife round again. They will get the side choice here on Cash. If Lancaster do not take Cash, they will be second place. But like you said, they need to try and prove to us that they can be that number 1 team. They've had great moments throughout the season. They looked so good against York. They definitely got the skill. They've got the capabilities to beat Warwick on this map. It's just going to come down to, can Warwick keep the confidence going? Can they keep the momentum going here? As they do decide to go for that CT side start, and we get into the pistol round.
Pressing forwards now. The Warwick Stretchy boys need to fan out, figure out what they're doing. 2 players towards mid on Cash. They're just holding, they're waiting, they're expecting. Probably towards that B site. It seems to be the Lancaster Bombers stacking up that way as well. They've left Tobbs over towards that A site to try and clean any fast rotates, but in they come. They're going like a storm, Nigel. Playing under vent, an original G on the site. They're landing the headshots. It's exactly what they need to happen. Fades. He's up in the vents, and he's going to rain damage down. Make sure it works out for his team. Tobbs over on the highway. Doesn't have the bomb, but he's held down the A site, which is going to trigger the rotate from Experilis. They might be able to make it in time and actually get the plant off the back of this. That would be a success. Certainly in my book, and hopefully in the Lancaster Bombers book as well, as Tobbs turns the corner, gets the frag on a Mason. They smelt something's up. They're going for the rotate as the bomb gets planted.
This should be a pretty difficult retake. I was going to say if Tobbs could stay alive, but unfortunately he's not able to. A nice shot by MFX there as the retake fully comes in. High HP on all 3 players. A smoke and a kit as well. That's a nice shot by Experilis. If you can hit these headshots, they won't be so high HP. An original G. Shows why he actually is the original G with a nice headshot. 2 kills in the round for him and Warwick. They take the pistol round, continuing the momentum from the last map.
Do you know what GIGN stands for? Gigan? I've no idea.
I'm pretty sure that was a French counter-terrorist team, but yes, I'm sure it stands for something else as well.
I just could call him Gigan. I like it. It's a nice little Gigan. Yeah, I'll take it.
Gigan,
yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm not... That's a little bit of Counter-Strike lore that I'm not up to date on, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. But what I am up to date on is the fact the Warwick Stretchy boys took the pistol round. They have now brought out 2 M4s and they're looking to hold it strong again. A very good start again for them on their CT side. They're warmed up. They're ready to go. But the Lancaster Bombers, they have the Deagles in hand. They're going to be looking for those one-shot taps onto the Warwick heads.
Enigma, he showed that he can use that Deagle really well. Tobbs now towards team main. He's got quite the aim on him as well. He's got that picture of Kenny S. He can really show with the AWP that he can be like him. Maybe not nearly as on the same scale, but especially at this level, he's a fantastic AWP. But it's now, it looks like he's going to make his way through the smoke as Nigel takes down 1 towards the B site. Tobbs, he's going to try and make the play, but fails. He reads it like a book and takes him down towards a main net.
3 Deagles left. The bomb still in the Lancaster Bombers' possession. Wellness goes for it. The flashbang, it's clean, it's fresh, and fades them out of existence.
You really are good at your puns.
I'll
give you a 10 out of 10 on puns.
I've been doing this for a long time. Sorry, Jim, I know my puns.
It's pretty cut and dry round now for Warwick. It should be a second round unless Experilis pulls off the most insane clutch ever, but I doubt it. Warwick should keep 5 alive here. They shouldn't overpeak. They should let Experilis just peek into them. As MFX spots him out, takes him down. 5 players left alive. And that was a half bite for Lancaster as they got the bomb down in that first round, in that pistol round. Allows them to get their gun round out around early. Going to have a lack of utility though, but those AKs can pop some heads.
According to Saints 20123 in the chat, GIGAN stands for Groupe d'Intervention de la Gemanderie, or National Gemanderie Intervention Group. There you go. There's a bit of knowledge for you. Can drop that down.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, random trivia is some of the best it's the best trivia, right? What's the point of relevant trivia?
That's the pub quiz trivia that, no one else will know, but I'll know that now.
Well, it seems like the Lancaster Bombers want to know what victory tastes like because they've gone for the full rifle buy into round number 3. Of course, getting that plant early on has allowed them to do so. Tobbs could get caught, but he's not going to beat 180s. Finds the frag onto MFX. Matt pushing up the highway. He's not going to win out the duel. Mason with a long-range UMP. He's traded back, but fades again with that MP9 in close quarters, proving how deadly it could be. Taken down nonetheless. Only 2 players now for the Warwick Stretchy boys. They go for the rotate. They've got Tobbs to contend with in connector, as Original G could find a little bit of trouble, but Nigel has his back. That's teamwork for you.
I mean, that's just perfect. They knew Tobbs was in connector there, so they decide, let's just sandwich him. Allows us to go for the retake. We don't have that threat of someone coming in behind. Plenty of utility. Well, not plenty, but enough utility to go for a good retake here as well.
Pushing up forwards, the bomb plant down. Nigel already opened it up. Wilnius gets a 1 frag, but it's not going to be enough for the Warwick Stretchy boys. Shut down the rifle for the Lancaster Bombers in what is an excellent start. This is the sort of play we expect from the prowess that we hear about the Warwick Stretchy boys.
Yeah, a good molly that coming in from highway towards quad. It's where you usually want to Molotov if you are going for a retake of CTs on cash towards that A site. Most players will play there. It's quite safe. Unfortunately, the Molotov did force him out as Lancaster. Looks like they're going to go for another buy. They got another bomb plant down. It won't be great, but they were able to get a couple rifles out. They were able to get 3 rifles out with a couple players not on head armor. Not a great buy. I'm not sure I agree with this either. If you just wait one more round, you have the perfect buy. Plenty of utility, even an AWP out if you wish to.
I mean, you could have even just gone for the PT50s and gone for an A-site rush, but they're going to rush A-site anyway, potentially giving over a lot of strength with Mason up top. They trade it 1 for 1. That's going to mean that everyone now has a rifle, with only Wilnius going down. Enigma picks it up. The bomb plant should go through. They're looking for the boost over towards highway, but it's spotted out by MFX. They have to nip that one in the bud, call it a day, and instead just go for the default post-plant positions. Matt playing up close on red box, able to get 1 spray down onto Nigel. This is an excellent start for Lancaster Bombers into the round. Forklift looking to be the stronghold now. Smokes aplenty are going through. They've spotted out their rifle. They know he's there. They're worried about the flank, but instead they should be worried about the major positions being pushed on. Original G goes for the trade. 3 players on the hold. The bomb is ticking away. Both have kits, but there's not a lot of time left. They need to push forwards. It's Fades, but Original G looking for it, but it's going to be XP. Taking 1, taking 2. And that's the Lancaster Bombers taking their first round on the map.
I didn't agree with the buy, but Lancaster, they make it work there. Just the straight up A rush. I believe it was Matt who died first there. And the reason he died, or whoever died first anyway, coming out of Squeaky, the reason they died is they had no head armor. And that SMG on Mason just absolutely ruined Lancaster. Warwick in a bit of a bad situation now. The economical situation seems to be pretty bad right now. They do decide to go for the buy. They follow Lancaster's suit and go for a bit of a force buy into this round.
Ooh, a little boost up over the smoke. MFX gets some intel. Those 2 Lancaster Bombers are on the boost. And waiting. It's a little bit late, which means, of course, he didn't manage to get the shots off. But Enigma rotating down. The smoke fades away, and they lose that power position. Playing into mid now, the Lancaster Bombers. Looking to win out these duels, but MFX at M4 just a little bit stronger, it seems, and Warwick Stretchy boys open well.
Enigma shouldn't have been allowed to be solo killed there. Should have been an immediate trade, but Tobbs, he does manage to get one back. Mason takes down Tobbs eventually, though, through the door. That seems like it was. Man advantage now to Warwick, and there's actually a CZ on Wilness. He needs to try and find a gun there to allow his team a bit of an easier situation as Warwick look to reset Lancaster now to be a full reset as well. There'd be no economical advantage for Lancaster in any type of way.
CZ for original G as well. Maybe just a little bit under-geared on that one, but they are just quieting it down. They're having a little bit of a rest. There's been plenty of action so far. Why don't we slow out? But he spots some toes, and they're going to go tap dancing. Wilnius able to land the taps to the head. Nigel goes down as well by a beautiful shot from Experilis. Opens up the B bomb site with 24 seconds left on the clock. They can get the plant down. They've got some flashes. They've got some nades. None to see on the Warwick side. And they are just going to get sent back. MFX playing towards CT. Connector gets rotated through for Mason. They might try and split Heaven and CT here. But I might think that they're just going to go for exit frags instead here.
I mean, that's probably the smart situation. There's no real entry into the site. There's no nades for them. There's no kit as well. Warwick unfortunately lose the round. I'm not sure how Nigel didn't get that kill onto XP. He was 13 HP. Should have been an easy trade, but I suppose sometimes the headshots can just sort of ruin your day like that. As Warwick now 3-2 up still, but Lancaster starting to close the gap a little bit earlier than they did last game.
And, well, I think, let's be honest, they needed to do it a little bit earlier than they did last game. So they're living up to their map pick. It all comes down to this round, though, in terms of if they're going to be able to stretch that lead further or if they're going to be reset on their economy, because, of course, they are very low. They have had to buy plenty of rifles each round. You see the most money over on Experilis, 3.4k. That's not the situation you want to be in, especially when you're trying to go for a comeback.
Exactly right. You really don't want to be in this situation. I mean, 2 rifles on Warwick as well. This round could easily go the way of Warwick if they're able to just use those rifles properly. They need to be the ones to find the kills. They've actually gone for a stack. Normally, you want to see the pistols possibly just go their own way and the rifles, or one rifle with a couple of pistols and the same weight. It's interesting they've gone for a full stack with the rifles as well. It just takes one person on Lancaster to go towards a... As now it looks like Warwick are going to try and push in. Nigel was aware, but Experilis just comes down, sprays down. That's all the pistols dead. Lancaster maybe put into full sense of security, though, towards this B site, as both the rifles are hit.
They've really pushed out, and they haven't spotted Mason with a nice rotate. MFX takes first blood onto Experilis. They're unaware of the site, and Enigma goes down as well. Luckily, the bomb did not push in, which allows the Lancaster bombers to rotate through, maybe even look for this A bomb site instead. They're going to do that, smoke off the connector. Moving up highway. They know exactly where both MFX and Mason are playing now. One is CT, one towards that B bomb site. And the Lancaster bombers, they just swarm A.
They know they have the information. They can go for a safe plant here on A. I think Tops sort of lagged out there and just went for the plant in the middle of the open. But Warwick, I think they're going to go for the save again. This is smart as well. They got the damage done in the round. There's no need to give away these weapons. Allow them into the next round. Get your extra utility out. Mason with a Molotov to save as well. It will be free to free Lancaster. Finally seem to be showing us something. They didn't show much in train, but now the spark has lit under them and they start to even it up. The T side of Cash can be favoured towards that T side as well. You don't see that on a lot of maps where the T side is favoured, but Cash, if you'll play it correctly, the T side can really be in your favour. As now Lancaster, they take a third round and it's up to them really to keep this going, keep their streak going and make sure that they can get a good bit of damage in these rounds.
Oh dear, he's going for the extra frags. Mason, he only finds one. Doesn't go for the spray on the second. But the scoreline even early on onto Lancaster's map pick. A very nice start, but it's into another rifle round now. Everyone very, very low on this money. Lancaster bombers, if they win this, they'll secure themselves for plenty of strength. But Original G has the AWP. We know what a demon he is here.
I mean, exactly right. Demon, that is exactly what he is. As now Original G's being rushed down, he misses the shot. And unfortunately for him, he gets taken down immediately. Nigel does manage to get one. He needs to try and keep himself alive in this situation. Just for a second, that must be good enough for his team for the retake. Utility available for the CTs as well.
They have got plenty of presence. The bomb is going to get planted up. Expert is playing close to CT. Re-smokes that position. That'll slow him down quite a lot. And with Heaven going down as well, they've put a real halt on this. Only one kit available for MFX. He is with that duo. And Molotov just getting extinguished by the smoke. A little bit underdone on that. But Mason is in the vent. He's waiting for the execute. Tobbs going to be looking towards CT, but they're looking to split up those sight lines. They're looking to break that crossfire. Fades, breaks it with a kill. Tobbs able to get one, but they trade back and forth evenly. It's Mason versus Wilness. No kit, and the bomb is far gone. Mason, he's looking for the frag, but he cannot find it. He is only going to be able to pick up the kit. Gets the headshot, but is he going to be able to wait? Just about 27 HP left, but Lancaster Bombers claim the round.
Finally, they actually get into the lead. No, that's not the first time they've taken the lead in the series. They took the lead on Train by getting that pistol. Unfortunately for there, it did not go well. 4 rounds on the board for them. Gives them something to work with on this T side. As now Warwick in a difficult situation. They forced Nigel onto that MP9 as well. Definitely a possibility for another round on the board for Lancaster. Warwick really needs to try and use their utility properly. Lancaster just going for these fast plays, usually anyway, which means that they have a lot of utility to hold off a retake.
Slowing it down, the Lancaster Bombers. They're just feeling it out, feeling some information. Experilis was able to get that triple kill earlier against the Pistols, but the Warwick Stretch Boys, nonetheless, and they're not pushing out. A little bit of a stack over towards B. Fades in the vent, so he can rotate pretty easily. They're expecting something. Maybe coming over towards that B side. You can see a player connector. They're watching mid. They're watching B quite heavily. They've left one alone on A in the form of Mason. And a boost coming out towards mid. The Lancaster Bombers biding their time.
Playing a bit slowly. They switching it up a little bit as well. Not going for those fast executes, those fast plays. Just slowing it down, make Warwick feel uncomfortable in this round as they do go for mid control. I'm pretty sure they're aware there could be someone in the vents here as well. Wilness is watching it, and that's a perfect headshot by him. Starting to show the aim that they have here, Lancaster, as it looks like it will be a B split. Now, Nigel needs to be very careful. I think he might have given himself away there with that smoke, but it doesn't matter. As Experilis takes him down. That leaves Original G behind the smoke, and that should be another round on the board for Lancaster.
Warwick have found it so difficult to retake on towards this B site. Lancaster Bomber very strong on their post-plant positions, and this will be no exception. They fall back. The Warwick Stretcher Boys don't want to contest. They'll save the AWP, those two, that AK, and the M4. Plenty of utility as well for them, so not a bad save. Definitely the right decision.
They don't have enough utility. They don't have enough presence around the map to go for any retake. They can't come through vents. They can't go through B main, and they can't come through CT. They literally can't take the site there. And Original G unusually missing a shot there as Experilis seems to be on point with his headshots at the moment. Takes a headshot towards quad. Mason possibly going to try and save this AWP now. Just
5 AKs, make that 4. Mason's counting them down. Has got the AWP right next to him, so he'll just be looking to pick that one up and then drop it on over back to Original G.
They may be able to actually go for a buy around this. Mason can get a rifle out, and Original G will have the AWP. Fades goes for a rifle as well, which means the buy will be happening. I'm not sure what gun Nigel. Oh, okay, he has an M4, I believe, dropped to him as well. And there we go. A decent buy for Warwick. And it looks like Lancaster are going for that fast B again. Can Warwick finally hold it off?
Flashbang goes well this time. They are going to send them back, have to take cover. And that Molotov will force them out of position. Nigel has to drop the smoke at his feet to extinguish it. Make sure he can continue it. They know exactly where he is, and it's going to work out. The nade and the shot from Original G closing that push out. They're trying to spray through the wall, but he's nowhere to be found, unfortunately. They've lost 2 players already. They are backing their heads against the brick wall of B. All right, Stretchy Boys holding strong for now. Original is finally going to be left alone on that site, and he's not going to let that phase him. Takes another frag onto Wilnius, turning the corner. Tobbs very low, goes for the no-scope, lands it. Enigma now, last man standing. Original G looking for the 4K. Over into the heaven, MFX goes down, 3 HP left. Looking for the players. They know where he is now. He's shot it off. He's trying to push through. Has the bomb in hand as well. He go for a sneaky rotate, but Fades shuts it down. And the Warwick Stretchy Boys take a round back.
Original G shows why he's absolutely the main AWPer for Warwick. Absolutely fantastic for him. You couldn't ask for a better round, really, with that AWP. Misses his, actually hit his first shot, only legged him, though. And that can really rattle an AWPer, especially when you get him rushed down. But he kept his cool. He got the frags. Nigel able to stay alive in the back checkers there as well. It was so huge. No one was able to molly it from Lancaster, so they were stuck trying to kill him for about 30 seconds, which is unfortunate for them. As now, Lancaster seem like they are going back to the fast plays, but this time towards A.
Out of Squeaky they go. Mason up on high, spots it out, drops down immediately, calls for backup. Fast rotate coming through. Bomb plant sound comes out. No need to stay on the flanks. Mason is still close. He's still got his gun. He's going to make it work. Headshot onto Wilnius. As they do look for this retake. With the bomb planted, there is a bit of a clock on it. They're pushing up forwards. MFX over towards Highway near the ladder. But here come the Lancaster Bombers. They're not done. And these post-plant positions, again, coming up big. They are so organized here. This is why they picked it. This is why they want to show it off here. And Enigma leaves them in a 1v4. A very nice play now. Lancaster Bombers, they seem to have gotten over their first map defeat.
Definitely. I mean, they're showing us a new team right now. This is not the Lancaster we saw on train. This is the Lancaster that can contest for that first place position and cement themselves as the best team here in the University League in NUEL. 6-4 now. An eco coming out for Warwick unless they choose to force around the AWP. Nigel will possibly keep hold of it just because he's got the armor.
Tobbs taking up the mantle of AWP. As you say, he's got the armor. He takes the AWP. The Deagles are bound for the Warwick Stretchy boys. They know how their economy sits, and they can just go for this and still be all right moving forwards. The Lancaster Bombers have 6 rounds now in the half. Already a good opening. MFX playing aggressive in mid. Wilnius gets spotted out, but the shoulder is enough. And MFX goes down.
MFX trying to get aggressive there. Nearly had the headshot, but unfortunately, if he'd waited 1 second, Wilness would have walked into this crosshair. Nice trade there by Nigel with the AWP, and it looks like Lancaster would go off that. They've got the information the AWP is towards B, and Original G would go for a push as well, take the information, and then call that they're in mid or going towards A right now as the execute does come in for Lancaster, just throwing their nades onto that site, trying to isolate these pistols.
They're onto the highway. Enigma takes one, taken down on Heaven is Tobbs, but they keep it pushing forwards. They're going to be able to get the plant there. Only 2 players on the retake. Original G found himself an AK-47, so they can look for these exit frags. Probably unwise to go for the push, go for that retake. Very difficult. We know how strong Lancaster positioning is post-plant here on Cash. So, Warwick Stretchy boys, what are they going to do to come back in here? It seems to be they just need to start winning out these aim duels again.
I think they just need to use their utility a little bit early as well. Even if it means that Lancaster just goes slower, they are denying that rush. The rushes have been the bane of Warwick at the moment. They're just not able to handle it. They don't understand really what to do in the situations. They need to either play retake on these sites. And that's a miss from Nigel. Is he going to be able to save? I think he will be. They either need to play retake or they need to go for this counter aggression. Maybe flash into main as the enemy team goes for the rush. But they need to switch something up, that's for sure. I think everyone can see that something needs to change for Warwick now.
That isn't to say they have been playing terribly. They've been doing all right. You can see plenty of kills going over. I'm making it sure. You know, Experilis has been on attack. He's 13 kills already, 12 rounds into the match. After 11 rounds, that is, because, of course, this is the 12th. He's been having a pretty good performance so far. Making sure that the rest of his team is at his back. Whether or not they continue that, it's all up to the Warwick Stretchy boys to try and change up their style. Again, those Deagles coming out for the Stretchy boys. And again, it's a passive start for the Lancaster Bombers.
They really are just switching their style quite a lot during this game. They're keeping Warwick guessing so that if Warwick do use their utility early, they can go for some sort of slow play. They don't need to go out for it. Unfortunately for Warwick, they don't have much utility into this round, but Lancaster just got a good read for Warwick here on Cash. They realise where everyone's playing. They realise what to do to counter the plays. And just doing a great job overall. They're just winning these aim duels. Cash can come down. A lot of the time, it does come down just to who can win these aim duels. And it seems like Lancaster are winning them out in the end, keeping 3 alive. In a lot of these rounds, they've got the bomb down in pretty much every round they've won as well, which is a good positive for them, showing that they are good at taking these sites.
Just got to make it work. Seems like the Lancaster Bombers are able to do so. They've played it slow 40 seconds now. They've pretty much committed themselves to this A site. They're trying to bait out the utility from the Warwick Stretchy boys, but they're just holding on to it. They want it for that retake. They want to find those close angles. MFX now turning the corner, finds the back of Tobbs, able to land the shots. Takes 3, but he does it nonetheless, and plenty of shots land over on the A bomb site. Mason and Fades find 2, leaving them in a 2 versus 4. An AWP and an AK as well, made it very difficult, and Mason finds a second. This is a brilliant turn up for the Warwick Stretchy boys. The spray through the door takes them down, and that's the Warwick Stretchy boys. They changed something up, and boy, did it go well.
That was absolutely fantastic. Again, it came down to the Angels. Mason managed to win it out. He had a fantastic train as well towards that B site. This time he switched it up on the A site, still doing wonders for Warwick. Now 7-5. An 8-7 half line for Warwick wouldn't be bad. 8-7 for Lancaster wouldn't be that bad either. You'd want to see a 9-6 really on the T side, but not a big deal. If Lancaster can just close out the half, give themselves the win in this half, it won't be bad overall.
No, certainly not. You always want to be in the lead, and there's plenty of incendiary grenades trying to stop the push, but it's not going to halt the aggression. Enigma finds one, but they get taken straight down. They're walking into the fire, and Fades on a tear. 4 kills into the round, looking for the ace to clean it up, and Fades managed to find it. 5 kills. Here we are on a site on Cash. The Warwick Stretchy boys, they figured it out.
They're using their utility perfectly in that situation. I mean, that's exactly what you should do. Mason, I believe, has played, I think it was Mason anyway, he's played top red pretty much most rounds, but he had his molly ready for that rush there. Had it out, threw it into Squeaky, and all the players got stuck behind it. There was 4 in Squeaky. They had to smoke it to go through. Fade, just smarter though, it seems. There's now Warwick starting to bring it back from their initial success here on Cash.
Decided to play a little bit more aggressive now. They're going for Original G. Has the AWP, but the P250 Original G so strong. 3 headshots through one after the other. Nigel's is back, and that is a beautiful round for the Warwick Stretchy boys. Original G, you got to be proud of that one.
I mean, I was about to just bring up a point how that's a really bad position for an eco. You don't want to play the AWP in that situation, but if you've got the P250 of the Original G, I'd take that fight every time. That's amazing from him. Keeps the AWP alive, makes sure that no one dies as well as it goes into the final round of the half. Both teams on good buys. Unfortunately for Tobbs, he does not have the AWP out, and it'll be a double AWP out for Warwick.
Not the wisest of positions, but who needs wisdom when you can just hit shots like that? Nigel is going to be taking up the mantle of checkers from Original G, but Original G, he's not going to let it go. Nigel's there. They don't expect him, but they turn around and deal with it nonetheless. Original G has to fall back to the bomb site. The bomb's dropped over towards CT, so they have not committed to the B bomb site just yet. And they fall it on back.
That was unfortunate for Warwick. I thought they would have come out with that with a 2-for-1, but the trade for Lancaster really works out in their favour. Always works out in the T-side's favour for the trades. But that is a block coming out by Wilness onto Matt. Unfortunately misses his smoke there. The information taken, that's a miss from MFX as they come out on the side. Their car smoke's non-existent as Fades, and MFX find the kills.
The crossfire, brutal for the Warwick Stretchy boys, and they find yet another headshot. That's the bomb dropped down. 1 player left alive, Experilis 6 HP. And Warwick Stretchy boys take the half 8-7. A very good showing. They definitely came alive towards the end there.
I mean, they started off well with the pistol, and then from there, they lost, I think it was 5 rounds in a row. They lost 1, and then Lancaster won 2 more. I mean, Warwick, you expect better from them after that last map, but Lancaster, they're showing us something. They're showing us something we can believe in, showing us that they can win this map. It was unfortunate they weren't able to close out the half, but they shouldn't be too down in the dumps. Go into this half fresh. They can win this game. They can take it to the map of, I believe it is Mirage, the final map. We just have to wait and see if Lancaster have it in them and if Warwick can continue the successive T-sides.
The whistle is blown. We're going over the top. Warwick Stretchy boys looking to raid the trenches of the Lancaster Bombers in the middle of the map. They go up, they go over, they've got the cover they need, and they're going to make it work. They're pushing it on, but the Wilnius tap shots through towards the ramp are good from Quad. Experilis at his side won't be able to find anything as he's going to go down, but Wilnius is not done, finds the 3rd headshot, goes for the reload, but gets pushed down by MFX. That's enough work done, though, as the Lancaster Bombers. They're left in a decent retake position. 3 versus 2 with these pistols. MFX, the only one with that USP with those headshots. You can see Enigma down low HP, waiting for his teammates to take the front. MFX gets spotted out. They know where he is. They have an inkling where Nigel could be as well, as Matt pushes on through. Tobbs lands the headshot, and that's a defuse.
There we go. Both these teams have won 2 pistols each now. Lancaster, they take the second one to even up the scoreline and possibly take the advantage, get themselves 10 rounds on the board, make sure they convert these rounds now. As Warwick get the bomb down, so I imagine we won't see a buy coming out from them unless they want to throw something into the mix, but they will be able to get a gun round out early, as it looks like they will go for the eco.
They get 1 deagle. chuck it over onto MFX, just bringing it in line with the rest of the economy. They wouldn't have been able to grab up that AWP necessarily in that third round. So instead, they're just going to try and have a little bit more strength moving forwards. That flashbang as well could give them an open, especially if they're moving towards that A site. They need to play fast. And if they can take down one of these rifles, they just keep gaining momentum with that. So they need to make it work. Instead of flashing the enemy team, they decided to flash themselves. Not the wisest decision. And instead, they're going to push out. 2 players go down. Nigel trades it back. They find a second as well. MFX, though, on a tear. This Deagle seems to be a pretty decent investment. They managed to take plenty of rifles down. 3 have gone, and Mason picks one up for himself. The bomb gets planted for the Warwick Stretchy boys. The Lancaster Bombers have 2 players on the rotate. They're both playing from the same position. They know that one is coming from that truck position. They're checking the angles. Tobbs gets spotted out. The spray down through the box and around the corner. They go for it. Matt's taken very low. He's in a 1 versus 2, 10 HP. Just one pistol shot will do it. Nigel has the ability to take him down. The bomb is ticking away with no kit available. He needs to win out the duels. Finds one. That's the rifle. Nigel picks it up and he makes it work. The Warwick Stretchy boys on a pure eco find their opening.
That is an eco as eco comes. That's a round. That's a free round for Lancaster to prepare themselves into the gun round. They've been fully reset. That's absolutely amazing from Warwick. I don't know how they've won that. That Deagle, like you said, must have been just an instinct buy. MFX had more money than the rest of his team. He's like, all right, I'll just get a Deagle out. He managed to make stuff happen. Lancaster just being way too aggressive in taking the fights there, as now they are forced into a force fight.
They're going up and over again. Worked out pretty well before. I have to make it work again. Playing it slow this time as well. 1 minute 30, and they're just biding their time. Here come the flashes. The first frag over onto Experillis. Enigma. He's a demon on the Deagles. He's going to make it work, but Nigel finds 2. He's a little bit better, it seems. He pushes up that highway. Bomb moving over towards a site now. There's the Lancaster Bombers. They have to go for the rotate, and we saw they couldn't go for that 2-man retake before, and that was against pistols. Even trickier now.
It's going to be so difficult with only 1 flash as well. 4 players alive for Warwick with no real damage done to any of them. Unless Matt hits a couple headshots here, it will just be a save or exits at the very least, I imagine. Unfortunate for them, as it looks like there's a fight going on in mid, and that's MFX taking down Tobbs. The final nail in the coffin, I believe, really. At least for the round, but Matt will be in a coffin soon unless he is able to hit the shots.
He's waiting. He's biding his time. 5 more bullets in the chamber. Hits 1. MFX down to 48. It's not going to matter, though. They just fall it back. They don't want to give over a rifle. That is the main thing. If he gains some ground, he can find something else. You can see he's just wandering around, looking for those picks. Trying to play aggressive, but nothing found. And there's the Warwick Stretchy boys. Just taking another round. They're double digits now. Off the back of a lost pistol. They find a beautiful eco, and then they convert it.
It's just that I still can't get over that eco. I don't really know what went wrong for Lancaster. It just seemed like they just weren't hitting their shots. It's an unfortunate situation around. You really don't want to lose, especially as if you lose this map, you unfortunately lose the final as well. Fade's being boosted up on top red at a common position, but he gets taken down as he misses his spray, and Matt pushes through, finds a second as well with the Deagle, and it could be an eco with 1 Deagle converted back to the side of Lancaster, but the craze just comes straight back out.
MFX gets a 2k from the back and make that a 3rd. Experillis now and Tobbs left alone. The bomb picked up, resecured. The Warwick Stretchy boys, they get the drop. They get dropped on, but they turn it around. MFX finds a 4th. He's looking for the 5k, but Nigel takes the last. The Warwick Stretchy boys do just fine.
Lancaster do get a lot of damage though. So not a lot of damage, but a fair amount of damage for the pistols. They had Matt getting 2 kills for the Deagles. Seemed like he possibly wanted to just go for the complete win there. Normally in these ecos, you just go for the damage, see if you can possibly pick up a rifle to save. But unfortunate for them, Lancaster do go into a buy round, but there's not a single Molotov available for them now. If only Warwick knew, they'd just go straight for that fast play.
Oh, there's a pretty fast play. Original G pretty quickly snaps up Enigma. Says, thank you very much. I'll take that reward. Not too much with the AWP, but it is a reward nonetheless. But Lancaster Bombers at a disadvantage to start with. They need to overinvest in one position, leave an opening. It's all up to the Warwick Stretchy boys to try and find it. And they're going to poke, they're going to pry, they're going to prod at the defense. But it's Experillis who's managed to find himself a little nest to hold. Only 1 kill found for it. As again, they push over towards that A site. You can see the bomb over towards Squeaky. This A site being pressured now. You've got Matt in connector. Seems like they've figured it out, though. A trade, though. Tobbs, where did he come from? He rotated all the way around back. Gets 1 kill over onto MFX and brings them into a 2 versus 3.
Make that a 2 versus 2. I was as surprised as you. I had no idea where he came from. I believe he rotated through B to go for that flank. Mason runs out with his back turned. Unfortunately, Wilness misses the spray as Original G takes advantage, and that's not the situation you want to put Original G in. He'll hit those shots 10 out of 10 times, as now that is dangerous by Mason to go for that jump, but Tobbs unfortunately doesn't hit the shot as he wasn't ready for it. The peak coming out, the flash comes too late, but still Mason gets the kill, 12-8. Warwick really starting to drift away now from their opponents.
They are 4 rounds away from becoming back-to-back 2-time split champions. They are really raring to go. You can see they've got their blood on fire right now because they are hitting those shots. They are taking those trades. It all comes down to this here on Cash. Lancaster Bombers, they need to try and take it at map number 3, but they are in Last Chance Saloon at the moment. Original G holding this angle. He knows there's a push coming. He knows it's fast. Flashbang comes back, and Nigel's ready and waiting on that B site. They open up. They can rotate away. They can pick it up, and they're ready to receive the pistol rush from the Lancaster Bombers. Mason finds one as well.
Good reactions there from Warwick. No need to go any more aggressive. They realise there's 3 players towards A, so they take a little peek towards B, see what's going on there. Mason takes down Enigma, and that leaves Wilness. 1 versus 5 with this Deagle, and Mason they're just so crisp right now, Warwick. Not missing a single shot as Lancaster, well, Tobbs just held by. He would get instantly bought the AWP there. Lancaster do get a buy out as we go trenching through that wire there.
I love that. That is beautiful. I don't know if that, I hope that came through on screen. That's a crisp, smooth. Cheers to our observer. Thank you very much. Very good job, as always. But we are going to be getting underway into one of the later rounds, round number 22. Warwick Stretchy Boys with a 13-8 advantage. And plenty of guns to boot. The double AWP coming out from Lancaster. Tobbs going to be holding one of them. He's in checkers. So he is going to get forced away. Nigel putting that pressure down. Experilis flashed out and is blind, but it does not matter. He can see perfectly. There's 2 kills raining on through, and Original G has to back it up.
Original G needs to try and find a pick here. Experilis doing fantastic work. He's been so good on Train and now on Cash. 18-18 scoreline, considering you're quite a few rounds behind as well. That's not a bad scoreline. So it looks like Lancaster decided to go for 3 players towards A as they have aggressive positions towards checkers. And I believe Tobbs. Oh, no, it's actually not Tobbs who's peeking. He's just going to go for a shoulder peek, it seems. I believe Original G spotted it. Misses the shot, though, unfortunately.
Oh, that was really clever. So what he was doing there was shoulder peeking, baiting out the shot so his teammate could come down from vents. They didn't want that position to be pushed on from warehouse. So a little bit of teamwork, great communication coming out from the Lancaster team.
They realise that it's, like you said, Last Chance Saloon. They need to make something happen, and that is not the correct play from Tobbs. Luckily, he does manage to keep himself alive. 25 seconds about to be on the clock right now as they go for the A site execute.
They make it work a little bit at the start, certainly. Wilnius takes one. He turns it on for a second. There's no one in mid to try and contest it. The bomb is there, and they manage to get the plant. A brilliant turn up for the Warwick Stretchy Boys. So they bring the scorelines even. 2 AWPs on the retake. Not necessarily the sort of dynamic style you want to be playing, especially with only 1 defuse kit from Experilis. They're all stacking up to towards one position. MFX could be in for a field day. There's the rifle being picked up for Enigma, and they are starting to push it on through. There's a rotate coming out, and MFX finds 1, finds 2, looking for the 3rd as well. He's got a clean house, and the Warwick Stretchy Boys turn it around.
I have no idea really what Matt was doing in that situation. Wilness had died at MBK, and for some reason he's not watching the site. Surely a call came out that he wasn't killing him from forklift. Warwick just seems to have the better communication right now. Lancaster have started to fall apart as it goes 14-8. 1 round, 1 in this half for Lancaster. Not the CT side they needed at all.
So close they can almost take it. Warwick really looking for the victory here, making themselves 2 times champions, defending their title here in the NUEL in the summer tournament. The summer split, getting ready for the new academic year. Seems like they've learnt their lessons already, though. The Warwick Stretchy Boys putting the work in. They're looking to stack up on the A site.
2 players now for Lancaster, and XP just pushes into main, and that should have been an immediate trade, and it was. Nigel takes Tobbs down as well towards the B side, I believe, as he was getting aggressive. 2 players going to be towards A as Enigma. Oh, wow, that is a shot and a half from Wilness, and this is exactly what Lancaster need. They need big plays coming out, need big headshots, as it is a 3 versus 3 situation, which still favours the Warwick Stretchy boys.
Mind you, we had a situation where it favoured the Lancaster Bombers before, and they managed to turn it around. Anything can happen. Of course, this is CS, and with Deagles in the mix, it is pretty snappy in terms of how you can sway these rounds. The bomb biding its time again, moving over towards that B site. They have 40 seconds left on the clock and 1 player to defend. It's going to be Matt trying to hold strong, prevent match point going through on this B bomb site. He's got the Deagle. He's got a little bit of armor. No helmet, though. Won't matter too much. If they land the shot, he's going down anyway. He hasn't heard them out. Those nades come through. They are starting to go for this push. They're mounting their offensive for what could be one of the final rounds here. Round number 23. Nigel moving over towards Generator. He managed to find 1 shot. Matt with a lovely flick. Turns around behind the box, but fades. Takes him down. 7 seconds left on the clock. They're not going to be able to prevent the bomb plant. But can they go for the retake here? No kit available. They need to speed it up. There's the Molotov trying to prevent it. MFX zoned away from this B bomb site. You can see he's just going for the peak. We'll spot it out. The shot not quite landing down, and Fades takes 1 down. It's Wilness. He's dropped the AK. Lands the headshot. Looking for MFX as well. He turns the corner. He's going to take it. The Lancaster Bombers, they're not done just yet.
They're showing us what they can really do now. Lancaster, they're not out yet. 14-9. That is a scoreline that is comebackable for sure. They can still do this. They need to believe in themselves. Wilness possibly sort of lighting the fire. That will get Lancaster moving. As Warwick still have another buy. They're still in the advantage in terms of utility. Actually, I think it will be quite even on the scoreline. Didn't have a proper look at the economy, but it will be quite even across the board for Lancaster. They have a good amount of utility. Double AWP out onto Tobbs' next release, and this is where Tobbs thrives on cash with the AWP.
And this is the sort of thing we were talking about as well. Warwick, they are so coordinated, but when it comes down to the wire, in those 1v1s, Lancaster Bombers, they have that star power. Hasn't really been able to show through, but that is what we wanted to see. The Wilness pick off on the 1v2, clutching out, keeping them in the game, keeping them alive. See if they can keep it rolling. They need to keep this momentum up. A lot of economy to overcome for the Warwick Stretchy boys. They're very secure in their setting. But in comes the utility. The Warwick Stretchy boys up and over yet again in that mid position. Mason taking a little bit of a tag on his toes there. Sorry, it's just MFX up on the top, down to 50 HP. Standing in some friendly fire, I think. There's the smokes. No one's standing in that position. They're ready and waiting to receive. The Lancaster Bombers, they have the defensive line. They have it set up. They're ready to take this offensive.
They have the positioning. They still have the flashes as well. Nigel takes down Wilness as well. Low HP on Matt. He falls as well. It falls apart. As quick as it was getting going, Nigel takes down XP as well. There is Tobbs to try and deny it. He finds 1. Can he find anything else? The smoke comes out to allow them to cross with safety. 2 smokes as well. MF.
Corner, take down 1. Hello?
Hello?
Is it just me who's lagging? There we go.
I think it's fixed now. Jesus, I thought it was just you, then I realized it was actually the Discord server. We do apologize for any production issues. It is the fault of Discord there. It is 15-9 though. It's going to map point.
Sure. But 15-9, match point. Warwick Stretchy boys. They're turning up the heat now. Lancaster Bombers. They really need to come up big here. They have those Deagles. Plenty of dreams. But is it going to turn into a nightmare? The Stretchy boys, they've opened up mid. They're playing it up close. This is the position they want to go for, looking for the tournament. They're trying to close it down now. Defending champions, and they are in the running. They are definitely putting the pedal to the metal to take it home again. Show it off to their freshers, saying, you know, we're the best at CS. We're the best on the block, and they are making it happen here on Cash. Last chance saloon. Tobbs peeks out event. A beautiful boost allows them to get the headshot. That's the bomb carrier down. Wilnius capitalizes on the disarray. Lands the headshot. Enigma finds one as well. Up the mid. Original G manages to stand up. 59 HP left, but Tobbs has already pushed down. Original G's opening it up. They backed it down to a 2 versus 2. Warwick stretchy boys with the bomb on the A site. There's a nade thrown down. Tobbs finds one. Mason is the last man standing. Can he come up big? Can he clutch it out for the tournament? It all comes down to this. Has the bomb. 30 seconds left on the clock. Mason is the man of the hour for the Warwick side. They're looking. They're trying to peek. They're looking to try and take the faces. Tobbs, he's wary. He thinks something could be up. He's checking his angles, but the rotate to B has come through. 16 seconds. Plenty of time to drop over onto that site. 13 now. He's counting it down. He knows exactly how much time he needs. He pulls the knife out. He jumps on up. The vent can be pushed through. 6 seconds left on the clock means that the bomb can get planted, but the rotate's already come out from Tobbs. If a toe is put out of line for Mason, he won't be able to take it, but the drop down will be heard out. Tobbs able to come up big, and the Lancaster Bombers, they are going down to the wire here. They put themselves onto that 10th round.
Double digits finally for Lancaster. Weren't able to achieve it in train. And now they get it on Cash. A lifeline, as I've said before, for Warwick, for Lancaster, I should say. As a big play comes out there from Tobbs. He manages to get that bomb down through the smoke as well into Original G, which is perfect. Still, plenty of economy for a couple rounds here on Warwick. 26 rounds into the game so far, 15-10, as a pause does come out.
Understandable. You're down to the wire. You're at match point. You've got plenty of timeouts. Might as well use them. Make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. This is the time that you want to be all on the same page all the time. Every step needs to be coordinated. Even though they won that last round, their economy not looking super strong. You can only at the moment look to get maybe a couple of FAMASs, maybe an M4 or 2, maybe stick some people on those Deagles, but it's not going to be a full buy.
No, unfortunately not. Economy still in a bad place for Lancaster, and this is the type of oh, Matt seems to have timed that. I believe that must be the pause reason. A technical timeout coming out, and here we are. Oh,
back into the lovely smooth, fantastic Mr. Pie, or Dr. Pie, sorry.
Excuse me, it's Dr. Pie. How dare you?
He didn't get that degree for nothing.
He didn't get that degree in his doctorate from Manchester University for nothing. He's an MBE, OBE doctor, Dr. Pie. We do just wait for, I believe it's Matt to get back into the server.
He's met the Queen.
He has met the Queen. He's actually great friends with the Queen, Dr. Pie. So.
Yeah, he was just saying to me the other day that she was a real big fan of UKCS and particularly the NUEL.
She's watching it.
Yeah, she is.
She texted me.
Yeah, hi Liz, how you doing?
Liz. So good.
Thanks for tuning in. And thanks to everyone else for tuning in. This is certainly an exciting match. You know, Warwick defending their title. Right.
I think the issues are fixed. Am I a robot?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Okay,
I don't think
you're
so.
not a robot either. Okay, it seems that. Well, it seems like Discord's having a bit of a poor time, unfortunately.
There we go. But hopefully we'll get it done. Pause. Both the teams are ready. We are right on the edge. We're on the precipice of victory for the Warwick team. They're making sure that you know just why they are lauded as one of the best in the squad. We are just going to go for a quick bit of downtime whilst we swap over and try and get a little bit of a better connection. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back for the final round.
to say before we head off and take a break before our next split?
Oh, Lancaster Bombers, they put in a good performance. They absolutely gave it their all towards the end there. You know, brilliant performances coming out, especially from that Wilnius clutch. But in the end, it was not enough. They couldn't stretch themselves far enough to take out the stretchy boys themselves. And that is going to be a clean victory. I certainly enjoy watching these matches. It was really cool to see how Warwick have strategized, how they have cleaned up their play and made sure that it worked. It was quite spectacular.
They adapted so well. And I'll just give some final messages. I just want to thank everyone who's involved in the NUEL, all the players, all the admins, all the staff who made the NUEL work. And obviously, I want to thank John for joining me, Dan Shields for doing a fantastic job on the production, and Dr. Pi for hitting us with those sweet smooths. This will conclude a fantastic summer split as we move on to the next one. Thank you all for joining us here at the NUEL.
Cheers.